Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ilabella here. I do coding stuff on YouTube. Check description for all my information. I do all LeetCode problems. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give me a big thumbs up to support it. And this is called added distance. Given two words, word 1 and word 2. Find the minimum number of operations required to convert word 1 to word 2. You have the following three operations permitted on a word. First, insert a character. Second, delete a character. Third, replace a character. Let's look at this example. We got word 1, which is horse, word 2, which is rose. Output 3, horse rows, replace H with R, rose, remove R, rose, remove E. Right here, we got intention, execution. We follow these steps, right? We remove T, then replace I with E, replace N with X, replace N with C, and insert U finally. Well, we can solve this problem using dynamic programming. Guys, we can solve problems using tabulation methods, using memorization. I'll show you how to do that using tabulation methods, which is bottom-up approach, right? You can use memorization top-down approach. I'll show you how to do that maintaining an array, and we'll be doing all that calculations based on the first value. And when we talk about dynamic programming, we think about the very last step. Finally, we will return the last element from that array that we're gonna create, which will contain all those calculations. Yeah, go for it. Let's start. First, we create M, which is the number of rows. Word 1 dot length, and the number of columns. Word 2 dot length. As I said before, we have to maintain an array. We create 2D array of the type integer, rows m plus 1, and columns n plus 1. Then we create two for loops, int I, which is 0, I is less than or equal to m, I plus plus, and at each iteration we set up the values. The first column, I and 0 to I, and the values we start from 1, I is less than or equal to n, I plus plus. We set up the values at the first row, 0 and I is equal to I. We will have 0, okay, 0, then 1, 0, then 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Or here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, depends on the number of rows and columns. Let's delete that. Then we create two for loops, int I, which is 0, I is less than m, and I plus plus, and another for loop which is nested, which is j is equal to 0, j is less than n, the number of columns, j plus plus, and at each iteration we check. In the case when the character into word 1, character at the position of I is equal to the character at the position of j into the word 2, we pick up the previous value, not exactly previous value, like the value at the current position, which is array at I and j, I plus 1 and j plus 1 is equal to the value at the current position of I and j, and otherwise. In the case when they're not the same, we got three cases. The first case, when we need to replace the character. The second one, when we need to insert the character, and the third one when we need to delete the character. A means array I, and j when we need to replace the character. B means array at I plus 1 and j when we need to insert the character, and C array at I j plus 1 when we need to delete the character. And right here what we do is we try to pick up we're gonna pick up the value which is cheaper. Array at the position of I plus 1 j plus 1 is equal to in the case when the value at the current position diagonally right here, A is less than the value at the position of B, which is below, which is we look down, we should check whether A is less than C. If it's so, then we set up to A, otherwise set up to C. If A is not less than B, then we check whether B is less than C. If it's so, then we set up to B, otherwise set up to C, because C is cheaper, and increment the value at the position of I plus 1 and j plus 1 by 1. And as I said right at the bat, when we talk about dynamic programming, we think about the very last step. We return array m and and which is the last element. That's it. Let's run this code. Accepted, good. Let's submit. Success, great. That's pretty obvious what we're doing here, right? The time complexity for this problem is big of mn, where m is the length of word 1 and n is the length of word 2. The space complexity is equal to, is constant because we create these two variables that are constant, and this array which has already predefined, right? Predefined length, so that's not gonna grow exponential or just according to the runtime, so we say that is constant. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments below. I want to know what you think. Follow me on social medias. I do all LeetCode problems. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give me a big thumbs up to support it. Follow me on Instagram. Add me on Snapchat. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.